that we couldn't pay it or we didn't sell it because he could foreclose on us and get this property for $40,000. But no, he's a good guy. He wanted us to be successful. He's getting his money. He's as happy as can be. And this is all negotiable, but 12% is pretty much what you can expect in most of our private.
12% on an annual, right?
Yeah, annually. Good point. We always calculate it annually. So if it's 9 months, for an example, it would be 9%. Yeah, exactly. And sometimes we offer points and incentive. But if you're interested in this, let me know. How you can get involved in some of our projects. The equity partnership, remember the 50-50 split? We talked about that. So if you're interested in that, certainly talk to me, let me know. Or if you want to learn how to do all this stuff yourself, we always say that the most valuable piece of real estate that you'll ever invest in is between your ears, because without doing one thing right, I just gave you a couple examples that could have either got you a fine or got you thrown in jail, even if you're trying to be ethical and honest, just because you don't know how to do it, right? So if you want to be trained by us, we have an online training program that I'm a part of a company. I took the training program, you'd get the same training that I got, plus then I would be your mentor, so then we'd work together. We could work together on projects. Or if you don't want to do that, again, you could just be an equity partner.
What's the online training program called?
Pardon me?
What's the online training program called?
There's 3 different, what's it called?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you can go Google this. I actually just go right to the site. It's myrenatus.com, RENATUS.com. And the site is myrenatus.com. Okay? And what's been a real blessing with that group is that we meet together every Thursday in Downers Grove and every other Wednesday in the South Loop Hotel. And I help facilitate a study group. So we have these conversations like we're having tonight every single week. There's no stop. I'll give you the different levels that people will join us at. But at one of the levels that we're at, it's continue for life every single week. And that's where I was blessed to meet Michelle and Scott, who've been just wonderful partners. And I owe it to that real estate investment group and that networking, because we would have never met. And then they brought me the other great partners, Frank and Dawn, which they networked there, and then they brought us into this LLC. We've got this project, and we also have the one in Chappelle. So the other thing, if you don't want to do any of those things or you're thinking about it, that's no problem. We're going to continue to do these property tours, so if you want to just keep coming, that's fine. Be a little repetitive because I'll have new people and you might have been to the last one, so you'll hear this a few other times. But just walking to a property, I think, is a great experience for you guys, and I know it's a great experience for me. So just taking advantage of this free property tours is certainly a possibility. Here's that equity partnership model. The private lending, just a little bit about that. We talked about securing that, so the whole process of being a private money lender. This is what's out there. There's a lot of real estate. Has anybody gone through like a real estate investing, like they have Rich Dad, Wealth Builders, and stuff like that? It's expensive. It's real estate investing training is expensive. To me, it goes back to the old joke. You ever hear this joke? Why is divorce so expensive? Because it's worth it. Because that's that's an old joke. Like I said, I'm not advocating divorce, but that's the kind of the funny thing. Why is it so expensive? Because it's worth it. Well, think about it. Why is real estate investing so expensive? Because it's worth it. If a company, if somebody has the intelligent or the assets, the intellectual assets that can make people millions of dollars over the course of a lifetime, what would you sell it for? So that's why they sell it for a lot, because they can. But here's some of the more famous ones. Rich Dad, and they've got different levels, and some of now it's over like 80,000 or something like that, so it's a lot of money. The program that I'm a part of, you get all these different tracks, and it's not done with these 3-day boot camp weekends type stuff. You just can't learn anything in 3 days. Most of the time you attend the first one in 3 days, and all they're doing is trying to sell you on the next program, and the next program, and the next program. What's that?
Nick Vertucci.
What is it?
Nick Vertucci.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm not familiar with that. Yeah.
Yes,
so you've been through that program?
I got my money back.
Okay.
The 3 day, but most of it's just sailing. It's just trying to sell you to the program, the bus
thing, right. So I liked about this group is everything was up front. I knew exactly what it was, and whatever you buy, that's all it is. And you don't go to those, like the study group, we don't talk about buying the next program. We talk about real estate the whole time. So this is what this company offers. This is the beginning part. This is now actually used to just be for a year. This is like setting up LLC and your S corps and so forth. So this is 2,000, we'll just round it off. This is 2,000, this is 8,000, which also gives you 2 of those tracks right there, so you can do fix and flip. A lot of people, if you're only doing 2, they do like fix and flip and lease option. That's your buy and hold, that's your rental property stuff. And then, but we also have short sales. So each one of these have about maybe average of 10 8-hour courses in there, plus your advantage in Chicago, because we got all those study groups going around the country, they don't necessarily have that. We added commercial real estate, tax liens and deeds, multifamily dwellings. The guy, one of the instructors, had over 1,000 units. He's the one that teaches that class. John Dessauer, he's written a couple books, you might have heard of him locally. And then this is what I have. This is the lifetime. This is $20,000 or no ever additional cost, and I have it for the rest of my life. What's nice is when they start adding new programs to it, I just get those free. So they added like the commercial real estate track. I just get it for free. It's just included. So this is, you know, what's available if you want to do the education, the formal education with us. And then also, you know, look at all the different options, you know, to learn real estate. There's a lot of different options. Most of them aren't local. It's nice about it, we got a local group that backs us up. But we do also have, which is kind of unique, is what those companies do in their business model is they go out and they spend, I mean, every time Rich Dad's going to be in the area or Wealth Builders, I get phone calls, it's on my Facebook, it's on whatever. So they spend millions of dollars advertising it. This company doesn't do any advertising. They just pay everybody referral fees. So people can get a referral fee up to from $500 to $10,000 per referral and with that program. And this is what our office looks like in Downers Grove. So this would be a Saturday workshop. Here's something else to know too. If you're not ready to jump in necessarily or want to get started full out, these workshops are only $50 for the entire day. So it's 8 hours. So we fly in one of those instructors that's made $1 million in the area that they're teaching. They teach the online courses, but you can go and sit in here for just $50 for the entire day. We just had one on, and I thought, well, I know all this stuff, but I'll go anyway. But I still learned a lot of stuff. The guy taught, you know, mortgages, closing, escrow, a lot of stuff, the nuances with the new closing statements and so forth. So that was really good. So I have an office that's like right back here. And then so that's every Thursday really looks like that with people checking us out. So a Thursday meeting is just a business, you know, overview meeting. But the Saturday workshops, it's just one Saturday a month. We fly in one of the instructors, and if you want to provide your email address or something like that, I can send information out. So not every topic might be something you're interested in. Maybe you don't care about multifamily units, but maybe when the fix and flip instructors come in, you're like, hey, yeah, I want to go for that. So I go there, even though I've heard a lot of these people 3 and 4 times, and I've heard their online, because you just pick up 1 or 2 little nuggets, you know, and it makes a big difference. I remember doing flips on my own before I hooked up with this group. There was a way of looking at it and evaluating property that changed my whole thinking, and this is what I teach in the study group. Probably would have made a difference of about $10,000 to $15,000 on one deal. So I became a believer thinking, oh my gosh, if I would have known this and gone and sat in this class and figured that out first, I could have made 10, 15 more thousand. That almost paid for the whole lifetime program, you know. So it's been a great blessing to me, and just networking with people. This is no lie. Not yesterday. It's Wednesday. I have a phone conversation with somebody that's in the group that I've dealt with before. He offers me $72,000 as a retirement account to do a flip. I'm excited about it. Oh, that's great, you know. But I didn't have anything for him right now. I said, listen, when I find a project and when I need your money, because I've got 2 others that I got to buy for. We got this group. We got to buy another property as well. So I said, I'll let you know when I can use that money. And then I get a text from somebody else in the group offering me $50,000. So that was 72 and 50 within about a 30-minute time frame on Wednesdays. It's a good Wednesday, you know. Now I just got to look at properties. So that's the other thing too. If you join my group, what I would want to, if you want to work with me and join and get trained with us, one of the first things I'd have you do is help us find properties. And we can pay a fee for that, but help us find properties, because people think, oh, I got to find the money. Well, you can see we can find the money. We just need to find the properties that are good enough. I mean, I'm pretty conservative on my numbers, and that's why we don't want to get in the deal that we're not going to make money, especially when I'm doing all the time and effort and everything and not making any money at the end of the deal. It's a waste of my life. Right?
What's your Facebook account?
Just my name, Randy Pertler. I mean, that's really just personal, but Randy Pertler at onlineowners.com. I think I only have something with my thought I had something with my information. I'll just put it up here. Hey, it came up. Remember I said we ended? That's the magic thing. I guess I got to get all the way through the PowerPoint. I'll just write down again my name, and you can connect with me. Remember on Meetup, and so my email is just my first name and last name, no hyphens or space, at online. That's my S corp. Online. Oops, owners.com. And then my phone number, 815-557-4458. And so here's where the numbers, and this is not a home run, this project. We had to pay a lot for the money, for the house. I knew it would be hugely profitable. The other one we're doing in Chappelle is going to be much more profitable, maybe 3 times more profitable. But this was very solid because I knew it would sell fast, and it did. So we had it listed at, well, we brought it down, I think we had it listed at first hire, but 159. I think it was at 159, and we got the offer at 251. So like I said, I got on the phone with my partners in this, Scott and Frank, and we talked about the different options. So make sure, a lot of people, when I tell you how great real estate is, and even when you see it on TV sometimes, they say, oh, we bought the property for, let's look at our equity, we bought the property for 162 and we put in $54,000 into it, so you start doing the math, that's 216, and we sold it for 251, and you're doing the math and you're figuring that's the profit. Well, no, you got to look at this, holding costs. If you hold it for 8 months, you got 8 months of taxes in there, depending on how the tax rate or how expensive it is. You've got insurance and utilities. You've got a commission fee if you're going to list it with a broker. This one we did a flat fee, so I only paid like $370 to get it on the MLS. So we're only paying 2.5% rather than 5% commission. Okay, closing costs, you got to calculate what those are to get your true profit. So when you do this, make sure that you understand the hidden costs. It's still, like I say, it's still worth doing, it's still quick, and everybody's happy, and we put a lot of people to work, and a lot of people made money on it, and the lenders made money and everything, but you've got to, really do the math and understand the real numbers, and not get thrown by when someone's just going, oh, we bought it from $200,000, we put 120 into it, and we're made 80. Well, where's the holding costs, where's all the other costs, the marketing costs, and so forth. So, just be smart about that and ask the questions. Any questions? For people that want to stay, you can leave if you want. People want to stay. I'm going to show just quickly the pictures of Chappelle, the one that we were at last week, because I don't think anybody was there, 1 or 2 people.
Before you go on, how did you find this house?
Great question. This one was on the MLS. This one, and I teach people how to use, like how I use the MLS. A lot of people, oh, you can't you can't make money on the MLS. It's got to be off market property. I don't agree with that, but it is true. On the MLS, you're probably not going to do everyone, oh, let's just do paint and carpet, splash and dash, they call it. You rarely will find that on the MLS. Think about it. The MLS, you're competing with the homeowner. All right, if a homeowner can just do paint and carpet, you're competing with people that want to live here. They're going to pay a much higher price because they don't have to make a profit like you do. So if you are going to buy off the MLS, foreclosure, auctions, or whatever, you're probably going to have to do some work to it. By the way, the rehab budget, you see that on here? I think we went more than this. I don't think all the costs were quite in it. We might have gone a little bit higher than that. But it was over 50,000, between 50 and 60, I think. But that's the rehab budget. So the other thing is you got to be very good at just going through a property and say, I itemize it when it comes time to really negotiating, but going in and out of a house, you want to be in and out of that house in like 20 minutes tops, and you want to be able to say, oh yeah, that looks like that house. That was 60,000, this would probably be 60,000, okay? Do it by square footage, you do it by a lot of different ways, but be able to come up with those numbers, and then when it's negotiating, because otherwise you're just wasting your time. I eliminate a lot of properties that people bring to me, wholesalers. Any wholesalers in the room? You guys set up as looking at properties and okay. But I have wholesalers all the time. They have not been trained, I can tell you that right now, because they're bringing me bogus information. Oh, the ARV is 300,000, and then I research it, it's about 250. Okay? Oh, and you only have to do this and this, and the rehab budget is, half of what it needs to be. And I usually look at those maybe twice from a wholesaler, then after that it's like, I can't even open your email, it's a waste of time. But to be a good wholesaler, you need to understand how to be a good flipper, because then you can really be a resource. We got other people at our community, in our group, that are looking for properties right now. So somebody that has that skill set and that time and knows how to do that can make some good money. We teach you how you can wholesale, how to do it legally, ethically, because you got to be careful. In fact, is Carlos still in the room? Okay. If you do not have a broker's license, you cannot advertise or sell a property that you don't have an equitable interest in. So if you went down the street, and even though it's a for sale by owner, and you go to the owner and say, hey, tell me about your property, maybe I can find a buyer for you, and you start advertising that house, guess what? You're going to be penalized, right, Carlos? Because you don't have a broker's license. Carlos is a broker, he can do that, and he can get a listing and a contract with it. But there's a way you can do it by getting it under contract, getting an equitable interest, and we show you how to make that an assignable contract. Okay? So those are ways to do it wholesalers, as a wholesaler. Okay. Is there another question? Did I answer the last question? Then I'll just show you some pictures. I'm kind of pretty proud of the Chappelle property. I think you'll really like it. You'll see a lot of the same, obviously, color patterns and so forth, because why do we have to change it?
Do you have a team of agents finding your properties?
You know what? I have some agents that want to work with me. To be honest with you, we have a lot of agents in our group. We like to take care of ourselves, okay? We're family. Hey, we're family. So if somebody that's not part of our group is an agent, yeah, I'll look at the stuff, but you know what? We've got people that pay $20,000 to work with us. I'm going to go to them first, okay? Like I have a broker that's really good that just came a part of my team, and he's already made like $17,000 in current and previous and future commissions based on what we've already got in the pipeline, that I committed to him to do that. Because now what makes him really valuable is he's also a general contractor, and you don't have to be a general contractor, but you have to know your numbers, and he knows the numbers. So when he gives me a rehab budget, it's pretty spot on. I still think he's a little overly optimistic on the ARVs, because it's easy to say when it's not your money that it's going to sell for $200,000, but if it's your money, you're going to be much more conservative. So, but I like his numbers. Like we've gone through houses together, walked through, gone there. He calculates a difference, and we've been within a couple $1,000s of each other and what we thought the rehab would be. And it's like a $65,000 project, and I'll have 65 and he'll have 67. And that really makes us feel good, and now I can be comfortable with his numbers. But yeah, I mean, a lot of, it's so easy. Oh, they find out you're a real estate investor. Oh, I'll work with you. I'll send you properties. They're not vetting those properties. I can go on the MLS, and that's to do. I'll research on the MLS or on Realtor.com. I'll research that. They're not doing any research for me. They're giving me a list of properties, all right, where they become valuable, or as a wholesaler or as a partner, when they say, Randy, and I've got a guy out there right now, he's looking at properties, and he's going to give me the ARV that he's got it estimated at. He's going to give me the rehab cost, because he's actually walked through the property and gives me a very close rehab, and then a projected profit on it. Now I'll listen, right? In fact, he brought me the Chappelle property, that this is going to be very profitable. So that's what it looks like now. We really have, we're still got to put they're putting in the white stone there now. That will really set it off. Well, that's what it looked like on the tax assessor's site. So when we bought it, it more looked like this. So they got the ivy out. Maybe they were growing it until the Cubs won or something, and then they decided to take it down. They were doing it for Wrigley Field.
Did you have to tuck point after that?
No, it was in really good shape. Yeah, the brick really was in really good shape. So this is the beautiful kitchen. Now, if you like red, you might want to have kept that, but there's a wall right here that we took down, and you'll see it in the other pictures. So that's where we were last week. So if you missed it last week, you're actually seeing it right now. So that's that same wall, standing almost exactly the same place. You can see there's no wall here now. So we put an island in there. There's this wall right here. That's what we're looking at right now. You can see it's the same cabinets and backsplash.
Yeah, new interesting style.
Yeah. And then this was an addition that we usually don't take down additions. Because you're giving up square footage, and you got to think like an appraiser. But there was a little deck on the ground over here, but when this addition was here, you had to walk out the side door, so you never use your deck. Basically, you're not using your backyard probably at all. What we ended up doing is taking that single opening and making it to a sliding glass door opening, and build a brand new deck that now leads down to the other deck. Makes it a lot, even though we're giving up square footage, it really makes it more usable, and it's like having more living space. There's the before and after. This one, we did have to put new hardwood floors on the main floor, but not on the upstairs. You see the great job they did with the fireplace and the railing. Beautiful. There's another shot. There's another shot. We removed all this, opened this up. This was the bathroom upstairs. It was only 1.5 bath. You actually walked in through a hallway, about right here, and then you turned in, and there was the bath and shower over there, and over here was just like a built-in vanity. We took this wall down. We created a master, so now you enter from this way, and the bathroom's on the opposite side under a window. And we took that little hallway where you're entering, and also the closet next to it, and I made that a bathroom. So it's now 3.5 baths, in addition to another bathroom downstairs. And the house, similar to it, just same Georgian style house. Like I said, sold for $222, wasn't on the market for that long. It's only about 5 blocks away from this. So we think at $239, I mean, we're getting action at $239. So, and the numbers on this, we bought it for $70, we put $82.5 into it. So we got just over $150 into it. And you know, closing costs, all that, and I'm going to pay a broker on that one. I'm not doing a flat listing because he brought me the deal. So, in being loyal to him, I said, okay, you bring me the deal. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy it through you, and I'm going to sell it through you. Okay, so that's how he's going to get paid on the deal. So we are going to pay the full 5% commission on this particular deal. But still, you add on all that, we're probably all in at like 60, let's say 70. We sell it for $230. That's $60,000 profit. So this could be very, very good deal for us.
What are the taxes on that property?
Not much. 20, a little over 2. But I don't know right offhand. So this is the same wall. This used to be this, and now we knocked it out. We put this little step. In fact, I think it was Scott. Then we were looking at it. This is the stairway right here. When we wanted to flip the bathtub from over there to there, it couldn't fit on the floor because the stairs are running right here on an angle. So we got together, we talked about it, we raised it up. We just put a little platform up there. Now it looks like it's, it's meant to be there. It's great when you can take problems and now create it into like a wow factor. Wow, you got to step up to the bathtub. Isn't this cool? It's like, yeah, we had to do it because the stairs were running right here. I'm doing that at Evergreen Park. I met with the floor guy, and we had 2 rooms that were combining into this huge master bedroom, and the floorboards are like this. And where the wall was, we didn't know if that wall was going to be on top of hardwood, and they added that later, or if there's going to be no hardwood. We opened it up, the wall, and there's a gap of hardwood like that, and you can't really, and the floor's going this way, so you can't really mesh that in. So I met with a hardwood floor guy today, and what we're going to do is, and it's not exactly in the middle, but what we're going to do is, we're going to go, it's like 7 feet from this direction, we're going to go 7 feet from this direction, and then we're going to have about 4 feet where the hardwood's going to run in the opposite direction, looking like it's designed like that, and then we designed it like that from the start. It's going to look beautiful. So you're going to have hardwood, go in one direction, and it goes the other, slice it, puts the room in half, and it's going to look great. And again, it's going to become a wow factor that was a problem. What are we going to do with this? So anyway, there's the upstairs. There's a half bath. As soon as you walk in and go to the left, there's the stairway going up. So this was a hallway, right? This side, about half of this bathroom was the hallway going to the other bathroom, and this was a closet. So, oh yeah, there's the hallway right there. So you go up the stairs, and you had this railing, and that it was leading. So this little space in a closet produced this bathroom. It's in there tight, but it all works. This is the bedrooms. Now this is the original hardwood floors. You see the same colors, same paints.
Did you use the same contractor as this time?
No, it's a separate one. No.
Where did you find your contractor?
Well, like the one that did this, he's been working with me since about 2008. This other contractor, there's the downstairs.
Oh my gosh.
Beautiful. The shower's like right around that corner right there. These, the little wow factors there with the sink. That's the basement. What we did is we did drain tile so that you never get wet. We got drain tile going all the way around, put in a sump pump, kicking it out, making it living space. But as far as contractors, a lot of it's just over time, getting to know, using somebody, eliminating somebody, getting a referral from somebody. So that's a process.
Do you use contracts with your contractors?
You mean a general contractor? Some of them, this project was done with a general contractor. I kind of had hands off on this. It's the first time we worked together. He did some things without asking first, so we sat down at the end of the project, said, okay, you did a great job, and here's some things that you need to check with me next time before you just go ahead and do it. But that's a better problem probably to have than not doing anything. He was jumping, he was doing stuff before I could even see it or tell him about it. This is a room back there downstairs, by the way. It's not technically a bedroom because this is not a legal egress window. Although if you put a hatch window in there, almost anybody could crawl out of that if there was a fire, but it's still not, technically it has to be about 6 square feet. So it's not quite the code, and as far as being high, if there's a certain height, like 4 feet or something, or 3.5, 4 feet up high, so it's gotta look like that to be a legal bedroom. But it's gonna be used probably as a bedroom or a guest bedroom or something like
Did
that.
you leave it as is, or did you put the legal window?
No, we didn't in this case. We consider it, this one, the neighbor has a fence right there, we didn't know whose fence it was. And it's expensive to do that. Does anybody know about how much that costs to dig down and put the window wells and put in it can be, and then you gotta put drainage down there. A lot of times you're looking at like $3,000, you get a quote over $3,000 to do it. But again, that's that.
That might be worth it though, for an extra bedroom.
It could, definitely could be worth it, yep. In Chicago, they're gonna use it probably as a bedroom anyway in most of those cases because they're used to that. But Evergreen Park, for example, if you don't have a legal egress and you do a room like this, you can't even do a doorway. Not only can you not have a door on that room, when you sell it, they're gonna do the inspection. You gotta sign something that said there's no bedrooms in the basement. You gotta sign that as when you take on the project and when you sell it. Chicago, they're gonna use it whether we did it probably or not. This is the laundry room that we put in there. Anyway, so that was that project. So if you weren't here last week, you didn't miss anything because you just got caught up. That's an exciting project, and I think we'll get a good offer very quickly on that one.
When did you put it on the market?
What's that?
When did you put it on the market?
Sunday. It's either Sunday or Monday. Monday. No, was it this Monday? I think it was last Monday, right? Because we've already had 2 showings, and we got the third. It was just this week. Oh, right. That's right. Because we had the open house. That's right. Yeah. So we've already had 2 showings, and it just got on the market on Monday, and we got a third showing set up for Sunday. Yeah.
Randy, do you have an actual farm area, or you just whatever deal comes in, it just makes sense?
Yeah, one thing is, I don't want another job. I had jobs for years, I don't want to fight traffic. So I try to stay within about 45 minutes of where, commute in one direction of where, usually 30 minutes, but up to 45 I would do. If it's profitable enough, I would consider a little bit further, but I live in Frankfurt, so this is my first project, and the one we just saw, Chappelle, that's in South Shore neighborhood. So I have, if you want to send me an email, if you're interested in finding, properties or maybe showing me something that you've got, I have a whole list of the suburbs and some neighborhoods that I'm willing to do, but just in general, it would be, if you know Chicago well, I'm facing north right now, Harlem. Remember I said I don't do on that side of Tinley Park because of the school district. So it'd be anything west of Harlem, going up to like Palos Heights and so forth, and then going across Evergreen Park, where we have a short sale we hope to close soon in Beverly. So we do the Beverly neighborhood of Chicago. I did South Shore, so we look at that again. I do Hyde Park. Anything really north, if you guys are north, I would get you maybe in touch with somebody else. If you join their group, you're going to connect with people we have a lot of people north and west, and they do these property tours on a monthly basis. They've got a lot of them in Barrington, and then north in the city, and then I'm trying to think what are some of the other ones that they just had, Scott, some of the property tours. But going north, number one, I would need a partner up there. I would need somebody that's like all in. Randy, I want to go all in. Give me all your training. Let's spend every week together at these study groups. Let's, if somebody did that, probably within a few months we could be doing projects north. But I need somebody there. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to travel, across the city to do it. I'll go west. Our office in Downers Grove, so I travel to Downers Grove every Thursday. I could do a project anywhere around that, I go 80 to 355 on up. questions. Anything else? All right, guys, I'll hang around if you just want to talk one-on-one. Thanks for coming. I know you can do a lot of different things on Friday, but hopefully this was productive for you. And, you know,